Welcome to the City Council meeting for September the 5th, 2023. Mrs. Hilbrook, will you please call roll?
Yes, sir. Councilman De La Garza?
I am present.
Councilwoman Solis?
Here.
Councilman Crocker?
Here.
Councilwoman Scott?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Young?
Here.
Councilman Lockard?
Here.
And Mayor Bucknight.
Here. If everyone will please rise for the pledges, followed by a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you. Well, good evening, Mr. Farrell. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. I have one announcement, and then I'll turn it over to you for any announcements. The first meeting in October for the City Council is currently scheduled for October the 3rd, and we're going to move that to October the 2nd to accommodate National Night Out. So it'll be at October the 2nd at 5 p.m. for our first meeting in October. And then it's your floor now.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, Mayor and Council. It's good to see you all. Jesus sends his best, and I will do my best to be as good at this as he is. So on Friday, September 8th, at 12:30 p.m. in the Community Center Annex, we will convene the quarterly City Council work session. Also, the community members are invited to attend Keep Victoria Beautiful's third annual citywide fall sweep on Saturday, September 9th from 7:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Individuals and groups are encouraged to register at victoriatx.gov/KVB in advance to plan for different volunteer locations around the community. Parks is holding a kids kayak river adventure on Saturday, September 9th from 2 to 3:30 p.m. To register for one of the 10 available spots, visit victoriatx.gov/parks. In the fire department, tomorrow they'll be hosting an open house at Fire Station Number 1, our newly remodeled fire station, at 606 East Goodwin Street, beginning at 9 a.m. Also, in commemoration of September 11th, the Victoria Area First Responders will hold a 9/11 memorial ceremony on Monday, September 11th at 8 a.m. at the Field of Honor. That's at 4802 John Stockbauer. September is National Library Card Sign-Up Month. Dozens of local businesses will offer special promotions to card holders during the month of September as part of the Show Your Library Card program. To view a full list of those participating businesses, visit victoriatx.gov/librarycardmonth. The Library Advisory Board is accepting applications for appointment for 3 positions. Applications are due by September 18th and can be found on our website at victoriatx.gov/boards and commissions, boards-commissions, or at the City Secretary's office. Starting on September 8th, residents will be able to sign up for the new Victoria TX Arts Trail mobile passport. Like the recent Tacos and Margs Trail, residents will be able to check in at many different locations offering arts-related experiences for a chance to win monthly or quarterly arts-related prizes. The passport can be found at explorevictoriatexas.com. So, those are all of the announcements and reminders that I have for right now. But
Great. Thank you. With that, we'll go into public and employee recognitions and start with the KVB Beautification Award.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Before we announce our September winner, I wanted to follow up with what Derek said about our fall sweep coming up on Saturday. Many of y'all have come to these before, and we look forward to cleaning up a lot of Victoria. We have at least 8 to 9 remote locations in addition to the loop that we'll be cleaning up. I want to especially thank the chopping block. They are providing our breakfast at the main location and bringing their trailer, and thank the Salvation Army and for their canteen and for Del Papa distributing. So it takes all of us to come together to keep our city looking great. And we have a lot of great partners and a lot of return volunteer groups, which says a lot. Okay, so I'd like to get to our September winner, and I have Meredith Bird, who's going to announce that for us.
Thank you. And I'd like to start by echoing what Christy said about our fall sweep. If we really encourage the community to come out and participate, we get a ton of work done in a short amount of time, and hopefully we'll be done before, it gets too hot, since we're usually packed up and out of there before 10. And so, like I said, if anybody is interested in participating in the fall sweep, we would love to have you. And moving right along, we'll move into our September award winner. I do want to take a moment to remind everybody that we are always looking for worthy nominees for this business beautification award. And you can fill out the short nomination form on the Keep Victoria Beautiful website. And just keep your eyes open when you're traveling around town. If you see a business that is really looking nice, we'd love to hear from you, because we're always on the lookout for deserving businesses. And tonight's award is to Morris Chiropractic. I just learned that this location at 601 South Main, this building was constructed in 1938. And has been a chiropractic practice ever since then, starting with Dr. Morris's grandmother through his mother, and now Shane and Gina Morris have been running their practice out of there since 1996. It is a beautiful property on right on the corner, just a couple blocks down from where we are tonight, and they've done a fantastic job of, even through this heat, making it look nice. And we just, not even the grounds, or not just the grounds and greenery themselves, but the building is beautiful, the fencing is beautiful, everything really embodies the spirit of this award that we are presenting to them tonight. And so without further ado, I'd like to present this award to Dr. Shane and Gina Morris.
I would just like to say thank y'all. It is an honor to join those people that have received this award in the past, as well as we appreciate being highlighted with so many pretty businesses in Victoria. So thank y'all, and thank the Keep Victoria Beautiful people as well. We appreciate it.
Thank you all so much. All right, we have 2 proclamations this evening. We'll start with the Hunger Action Month proclamation. Ms. Hilbrick, will you please help me?
Yes, sir. Whereas hunger and poverty are issues of vital concern in Texas, where 1 in 8 of people face hunger and 1 in every 5 children do not know where their next meal will come from, and whereas everyone needs nutritious food to thrive in every community in America, people are working hard to provide for themselves and their families, yet in 2021, 34 million people, including 9 million children, faced food insecurity in the U.S. In Victoria County, 14% of our population, or 1 in every 7 residents, are food insecure. And whereas the city of Victoria is committed to taking steps to combat hunger in every part of our community and to provide additional resources that those in Victoria need, and whereas the city of Victoria is committed to working with the Food Bank of the Golden Crescent, a member of the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks, in educating the people about the role and importance of food banks in addressing hunger and raising awareness of the need to devote more resources and attention to hunger issues. And whereas nearly 38,000 people in the Golden Crescent region rely on food provided by the Food Bank of the Golden Crescent each month, and whereas the Food Bank of the Golden Crescent has distributed more than 3.3 million meals in 2023 through its network of food pantries, soup kitchens, shelters, and other community organizations, and whereas the month of September has been designated as Hunger Action Month in order to bring attention to food insecurity in our communities and to enlist the public in the movement to end hunger by taking action, including volunteer shifts, social media shares, and donations to ensure every community and everybody in it has the food they need to thrive. Whereas the food banks across the country, including the Food Bank of the Golden Crescent, continue to work tirelessly throughout the month of September to bring awareness to help end hunger in their local communities. Now therefore, I, Jeff Balknight, Mayor of the City of Victoria, do hereby recognize September 2023 as Hunger Action Month in Victoria, Texas, and call this observance to the attention of our citizens.
Mayor and councilman, we really appreciate the support that we have from our city council and our communities. I do want to invite everyone. Hunger Action Month is September, but we actually have a Hunger Action Day, which is September the 15th. We'll have tours, volunteer opportunities, and food, of course, at our place, 801 South Laurent, from 11 to 1. So come out and visit us and help us go orange. Orange represents hunger, and we'd love to see you at our place. Thank you.
All right, now we have the National Recovery Month proclamation.
Whereas mental health and substance use disorders affect all communities nationwide, with the commitment and support, those impacted can embark on a journey of improved health and overall wellness. The focus of Recovery Month each September is to celebrate all people that make the journey of recovery possible by embracing the tagline, "Recovery is for everyone, every person, every family, every community." Recovery Month spreads the message that people can and do recover every day. Whereas the impact of mental health and substance use disorders are apparent in our local community, and an estimated 11.3 million people in Texas are living with a substance use disorder, through Recovery Month, people become more aware and able to recognize the signs of mental health and substance use disorders and encourage people in need of recovery services to seek help. Managing the effects of these conditions help individuals achieve healthy lifestyles, both physically and emotionally. Whereas the Recovery Month observance continues to work to improve the lives of those affected by mental health and substance use disorders by raising awareness and educating communities about the effective services that are available. Whereas Faces and Voices of Recovery and Billy T. Catan Recovery Outreach call upon our community to observe the month with compelling programs and events that support this year's observance, the 32nd anniversary of Recovery Month. Whereas for the above reasons, I am asking the citizens of Victoria to join me in celebrating this September as Recovery Month. Now therefore, I, Jeff Balknight, Mayor of the City of Victoria, Texas, do hereby proclaim the month of September as National Recovery Month in Victoria, Texas.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council. Since 1989, National Recovery Month has happened every September. And we all know that substance use disorders and mental health disorders affect millions of Texans and Americans. And we all know somebody who's affected by this terrible disease. And so we just appreciate the city and our community for supporting Billy T. Catan Recovery in our current efforts and our expansion that is to come in the next couple of years. So thank you, and we appreciate it.
Thank you. Hey, Mr. Farrell, do you have a couple more public or employee recognitions?
Yes, sir. I've got two employee recognitions, and I think Allison has one as soon as I'm done. So if I could, I know Eli Brazino, our assistant building official, is here, and so I may ask him to come up for a second because we want to recognize him. We're very grateful to have an employee who has become a certified building official. This is a 3-part test. From what I understand, it's not easy. And as far as anyone can remember, this is the first time in our city's history that we've had 2 certified building officials on our staff. So we're very grateful and happy to recognize Eli. So.
Good job.
Wasn't really planning on speaking, but yeah, it's just a culmination of a long time effort over quite a few years of learning the codes and all that. So I appreciate the support from the department, kind of Rick as my mentor as I was coming into the department. So it's been a long journey, but I appreciate all the support they provided being able to achieve this big milestone for me. So appreciate it.
Great job.
Good job, Eli. And then secondly, our Convention and Visitors Bureau won 2 awards in the Texas Association of Convention and Visitors Bureau's Destination Excellence Awards program this past week. That we won first place in the Leisure and Tourism Marketing Campaign for CVBs with a budget of $500,000 to $1 million for the You'll Love Shopping Victoria promotion that we do at Christmas in downtown. We also won a peer award for community local engagement promotion for Convention and Visitor Bureaus with a budget of $500,000 to $1 million for the Tacos and Margs Trail program. So we can't wait to see what we do with our other program, the Arch Trail. So we'll see what that did. But we're very proud of our CVB, and we're very proud of the achievement they accomplished. So I'll turn it over to.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. It's not often that we get to get up here in our department and have an employee recognition, so I'm going to actually come stand up here. I would like y'all to help me congratulate Ruby Boone, one of our assistant city attorneys. She's been selected by the State Bar of Texas and the Texas Young Lawyers Association to be a member of the 2023-2024 class of Leadership SBOT. The Leadership SBOT is a program designed to recruit, train, and retain Texas lawyers for leadership positions in the legal community and the State Bar of Texas. Central to the program's mission is ensuring that participant demographics represent the diversity of the state of Texas, culturally, ethnically, geographically, and in practice area. Participants will examine what is to be expected of leaders and, with the advice and guidance of current leaders, discover how to best engage in public involvement to be effective in the profession and in the community. The year-long program consists of 2 training sessions and concludes with the presentation of group projects during the State Bar annual meeting. Being selected for this program is considered to be a great privilege, and they only select 20 members per year to participate in the program. And I promised Ruby that she does not have to come up here this evening, but she will have to come back up here in a year when she goes through the entire program and passes with flying colors. So congratulations.
All right, we'll go into items from council.
I'd like to pull item D2.
Okay. Ms. Solis,
I'd like to pull item D4 and D7.
okay. Anybody else have anything? I just wanted to let y'all know, after the public hearing, in section C1 and 2, we're gonna, before we go into the consent agenda, Mr. Farrell's gonna give us a presentation on the public safety headquarters, and then we'll do a consent agenda and the final E items. With that, nothing else? Okay, we'll do citizens communication. I want to remind citizens that come to speak that dance performances and comments are a maximum of 3 minutes. And Ms. Brenda Talley, you're up first.
My first time doing this, and I did not rehearse. So I just wanted to come up and share with the council. I first wanted to thank you all, Mayor and Council, for the city's continued support of the Victoria Ballet Theater, especially through the Hot Funds granting process. I think we've applied and been a recipient since almost the beginning, and it was a real game changer for our organization, allowing us to begin marketing to outside communities when we had no marketing to speak of before that. This year, we will be celebrating our 40th anniversary season. So it's the 40th year the Ballet Theater has been in Victoria. And I just wanted to tell you a little bit about our season. I hope you all turn out. Everybody here is invited. We have a really exciting celebration of dance this season that also highlights the talent from within our city. So our first performance is September 23rd. It's called Fall for Dance. It is a mixed repertory of various dance pieces. We bring in professional choreographers to work with our dancers. We also showcase work by our staff, artistic staff. We have an artist in residence, and we also have young dancers that we help develop their own voice through choreography. This year is a little special. We are bringing in 5 different performing groups of alumni who perform and work all over the country, including Shayna Branfman and her husband Brian. They are Shayna and Brian Byra. They are here in Texas from Detroit, and they were just nominated for a Bessie Award, which is a really big deal in New York for presenting dance work. They will be presenting work at our show, as will recent graduate of the ALE program in New York, Ella Poor. Laurie Guerra LaCour, who has a company in San Antonio, Melanie Sistrunk Kriegel, who's bringing her company from Austin, and Dr. Golden Wright, who is now chair of the Department of Theater Dance at Lamar University, and he is bringing a dancer and he is performing as well. So in addition to our own local talent that is here, we're also highlighting our homegrown talent in this September concert. We also have our annual production of the Nutcracker, Holiday Favorite, and you are all invited to come audition for that on September 30th. We have plenty of community roles, and it's a lot of fun. Then in February, we are bringing in Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater's touring company, Ailey 2 from New York. This is the first year we are ever able to do performances in the Fine Arts Center. So the final performances of our season will be at the Fine Arts Center. Ailey 2 will be here in February in celebration of Black History Month. And then our final celebration for the 40th year is our spring show. We are really excited because this is the first time ever we get to perform with the Victoria Symphony as part of our concert. So we will be doing Swan Lake Act 2 and a new production to us of A Midsummer Night's Dream. So that's all. We hope you all come out and enjoy the ballet. And thank you for your support.
Thank you, Ms. Talley. Mr. Von der Rohe.
Good evening, Council and Mayor. My name's Michael Von der Rohe. I live at 2204 East North Street. I would like to thank Jesus with his 3 people beautification detail. I don't know if you know that business, Mr. Joe's Smoke Shop. You know, the owner didn't want to clean it up. They had a whole bunch of people living there, you know, at the old convenience store, and after they left, it was all trashed out. So since the owner or the manager there, Mr. Nice Guy Smoke Shop, didn't take care of it, Jesus got the Victoria Beautification team to take care of it. I appreciate that very much. And also, I wanted to tell you, there was a shooting by Christ Kitchen. I don't know if you know this, a lady shot someone in the torso and stuff. So if you go there, be careful. And last December, the HIDTA task force, that's called High Intensity Drug Trafficking, they busted 7 people by Christ Kitchen and Queen City Park, and I appreciate it. And one of the persons that was indicted, he used to be my neighbor at the trailer park, you know. And also, they passed a new law, like if you're a drunk and you killed the husband and wife, you got to pay the child support for the kids and support them, because they can't support them because you just killed them and stuff, you know. And that was passed September the 1st. But I don't know how you're going to pay child support while you're in prison. That's your problem. But there's a problem with panhandlers at HEB. I don't know why they come to HEB. I don't know if there's a panhandling memo from corporation and say, please come here. But these are not people that just lost their job. They've been doing this year after year after year, and a lot of them have warrants for their arrest and all that kind of stuff. And people, they're leaving abandoned cars in the parking lot at HEB. HEB, the management, they left a message on the car and on the 1st, and still nothing happened. And also, the panhandlers there, they've been harassing the customers. They had to call 2 police officers and get the management team at HEB to confront the panhandler and stuff. And the panhandlers know the laws. They can't be on the grass at HEB, so they're on the grass panhandling, but by the time the police officers come, they're on the sidewalk because they know that's their safe place where the police can't get them. But I appreciate everyone's done. And also, 4 police officers run down a stolen red vehicle and got him along with other law enforcement people. Thanks, and have a good day. 3 minutes exactly.
Thank you. Thank you. With that, we'll close citizens' communication, and we'll go and have a public hearing on item C1.
Item C1 is the budget public hearing.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. I have a I'm going to address the public hearing, the first and the second on this PowerPoint. Real
Okay.
quick, 5 minutes presentation. I'm not Jesus, as you're aware, no, for the public's information. I know we kind of resemble a little bit, but not much. But anyway, as last time we were here, we're proposing a budget of $256 million. And of course, on the far right side is the famous wheel. General fund is $60 million, which composes most of all the services that the city provides to the citizens, which includes, from last time we were here, the $390,000 for the entry market for PD and fire. In summary, we're going up from 183 from last year to $256,000. That's an increase of $73,000. In a nutshell, I got a little box there. 71.1%, $71.1 million equates to 97% of that $73 million increase, which consists of all the CIP-related items, because we increased it huge, mainly because of the public safety, capital expenditures, 1.5. We talked about plenty about the personnel increase of 1.5, and of course, stabilization fund, $1 million. So that in a nutshell should represent 97% of the total reason why the budget went up. Again, just a reminder, property tax is going down approximately 6.84 cents. We're proposing a 48.49 versus last year, which was a 55.82. Other than that, I have no other comments. I'm not going to get into the numbers. I'm going to keep it simple. That's it. Mayor, council, any questions? You're smiling. Thank you.
No
Thank you very much.
All right, at this time, we'll open a public hearing on the item C1, the budget public hearing. Anybody wish to speak on this item, please come up to the microphone. Seeing no one come up to the microphone, we'll close the public hearing and open a public hearing on item C2, which is the tax rate, public hearing on the 2023-2024 City of Victoria tax rate. Anybody wishing to speak on this item, please come up to the microphone. No one coming up. We will close the public hearing on item C2 and go into the consent agenda minus D2, 4, and 7.
You want to do the? Didn't you suspend that?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I got it right here in my notes. Mr. Farrell.
And we heard you.
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I want to make sure that before we begin, I take this opportunity, like I have before, to thank not only FGM Architects, but Spa Glass, our construction manager, and AGCM. Without those folks, without all three of those companies, this project wouldn't be the project that you're about to hear about. And we're grateful for the work and the effort and the guidance that those folks have given us. With that, I'd like to invite Brian Mead to come up and give you a quick overview of what this presentation, or what this building's going to look like.
All right. Good evening, Mayor and Council. It's exciting to be back in front of you after so many months. And thank you, Derek. On behalf of the entire design team, it does take a huge effort for an important project like this. So local architects, RMA, also have been a big contributor to the project, and of course AGCM and Spa Glass. So a brief update. It's hard to believe it's been almost 10 months since this design budget and project was approved, and we kicked off in November. So just wanted to give a really high-level overview of where we are in the process. It's been almost 9 to 10 months of our design phase. So we went through this schematic design phase, which is when you set the design mass, you confirm, where it's going to be, how big it's going to be. We finished that in early March. Then we went into the design development phase, where you start to pick out all the colors and materials and confirm the plan and flow and adjacencies. And that took about the end of May, where we got to 75% design development. Then, as many of you probably know, the project slowed down a little bit for 3 months because we got Spa Glass, the construction manager, on board. We had to reconcile the budget and just make sure that everything was right in terms of the size, the budget, all of those details. And so when we worked that out in those 3 months, we got to 100% design development just a couple weeks ago at the end of August. I believe it was August 25th. Now we are in the final big step, the construction documents, where all the detailing is done at the very end. That we're going to hit about 50% construction documents at the end of October. And then we're going to then finish up. Because of so many things like supply chain issues, lead times for critical things you've all probably heard, especially a lot of electronic items, switch gears, generators, we, at the guidance of AGCM and Spa Glass, we are doing 3 strategic bid packages. So between December and January, we will be releasing early contracts for the generator, the switchgear, and then bid package 2 will be site-related items, utilities, and then finally, as we get into January, we'll finish up the rest of the package. So with that, we are looking at February to start construction and finally dig dirt on this exciting project. And we're thinking it's still going to take about 16 months. So we're looking at spring of 2025 to open the project. So with that, I'm excited to give you a little sneak preview of some of the latest graphics. We'll even have more come October 11th, I believe. So we had to pull back a little bit today. But as you know, the site at Main Street and Airline Road, this is kind of a bird's eye view looking west towards Vine Street. And so here is the 3D rendering of the 2-story, 70,000 square foot project. So you can see the development is about 9 acres of the city purchase site. It's going to have, you know, a lot of the best practices, state-of-the-art, 2 important access points. So not only one at the Airline Road intersection to the north, but also there'll be another intersection to the south there on Main Street. We have a few other details here. This is more of just a site plan if you were looking straight down on the site. So in terms of parking, as many of you know, one of the shortcomings of downtown here is just the density and the lack of parking for public, for staff, security. All of that is going to be improved, as you know. So we have 89 public parking spaces right in front. And so these spaces will be both for court, folks that are here for municipal court, for community room events, for public filing a report, coming for an interview. And then behind secured fencing and gates, there'll be over 230 safe, secured, well-lit staff parking spaces, which is something that's long overdue. So that'll be for all staff in the building, for police staff, dispatchers, court clerks, fire administration, all of those staff will be in the back secured parking lot. As I said, the building is just over 70,000 square feet. About 2/3 of that is on the first floor, and then 1/3 is on the second floor. There will be a new 100-foot tall communications tower in the back. We thought a lot, you know, we had so many great feedback and sessions with city leadership, with the user groups, and health and wellness, as we heard in one of the proclamations today about mental health. It is so important for both mental and physical health of our first responders. So there is going to be a 1/3 of a mile secured walking path in back, and you can kind of see the outer perimeter there where the number 6 is. And then there will be both indoor and outdoor fitness activities, so an outdoor fitness yard as well. So just a couple updated renderings here. So this, if you were standing literally right on Main Street on Axes, there will be a bus stop here, so and obviously an added sidewalk right on Main Street. So whether you're biking, walking, getting off the bus, this would be your axial view coming straight onto the property towards the nice civic entry canopy of the 2-story volume. Municipal court entry is to the left on this image, and then there is a property return door on the right where those 5 square windows are in the stone. If you were driving northbound coming out of downtown on Main Street, this is one of the views you might experience right before you turn left into the property. So this is just past the Kubota dealership, turning left, and you'll be able to enter into the public parking, whether it be for courts or police in this view. This is the back, within the secured staff area, this is the back lot. So this happens to focus on the back of the 2-story space. So there are actually 2 secured police public entries, one towards the left, which goes more towards your property and evidence intake, other patrol functions, and the one on the right is one of the main staff entries. So plenty of areas for outdoor amenities where they feel safe and secure within a protected area, which they don't have today. The front of the building, as I probably should have said in the beginning, a lot of inspiration was drawn from a lot of really great old historic buildings of your downtown, from the Junior Women's League to the courthouse. So there was going to be a rich palette of real masonry brick, of different types of Texas stone, limestone, a lot of steel, glass, and a lot of wood or wood-looking materials to add that really wonderful rustic Texas feel to the front of the building. Here you're seeing the two-story lobby with an entry portal. And then as we start to move into the building, I'll just give a quick overview of the plan. So again, the first floor actually is not 70,000. The first floor is about 40-some thousand square feet. But all of the yellow cream color are all public access spaces. So I'll just quickly go from left to right, just high level. So on the left, you have the yellow color is the courts entry, and then all of the purple is the courtroom on the far left, and then the court clerk and secured court spaces in the middle, purple. As we move to the right, the light blue is police records with direct access to the public lobby. Behind that, to the north, in dark blue, are all of the training and recruiting spaces for police. And then as you go further past that hallway, you have men's and women's locker rooms, fitness room, defense and arrest tactics room, logistics, quartermaster, many spaces that are lacking today in a state-of-the-art 21st century police facility. Then as we go into the greenish color, those are all shared spaces with shared staff public restrooms, the shared break area. And then in the light green are a lot of the patrol spaces. So a lot of the patrol offices for lieutenants, sergeants, roll call, briefing. The yellow is a shared strategic multi-purpose space. So it has doors to the south lobby for community events and activities that could take place, as well as having doors to the secured hallway. So you could have secured training. Then we have community engagement, public information office. And then as we keep going to the right, sort of the aqua color, we get into our crime scene unit, property and evidence storage, a lot of capacity, over 200% growth opportunities. And then finally, as we go around that U shape, we have dedicated property vehicle evidence storage and processing. And then we have our SWAT team lockers and K9 units, traffic safety units, bicycle storage, motor storage, so on and so forth. So that is the first floor. And then coming in, as you come in, this is a view, you can see the wood portal that's going to bring you right into the lobby with a welcome desk in front of you. As you look behind the welcome desk, where you see some of the windows, that is the community room right to the north there. And then the lobby as a public safety facility is going to be used to display all sorts of artifacts for both police and fire. Some of those are still yet to be exactly defined, but there is the hopes that the historic Victoria fire truck will find a home in this lobby, as well as many other very interesting artifacts for the community to continue to learn about. This is a view inside the multi-purpose community and training room, which can be used for so many different functions. And then back in the lobby, this is then looking south. If you've come out of the community room by the fire truck, now you're looking to a very inviting open staircase that goes upstairs. There'll be more display opportunities in the beautiful Texas stone wall from maybe old historic uniforms, maybe retired badges up there on the stair landing. And then you can see just in the background there is the customer service for the police records office. Moving further down to the other lobby is the new municipal court lobby, which is much larger than the one that right outside us here in the back door. It has 3 generous customer service windows for the clerks and will be very, very spacious and still very safe as you go into the state-of-the-art courtroom. So it will be a dedicated courtroom, whereas this room for many, many years has done double duty, triple duty. This will be a dedicated courtroom with all the ballistic and hardened protection at the judge's bench. You'll have theater seating, very similar to what we have here, technology with the AV and monitors, and then safe and secure doors to the side, to the back for the judge, and to the clerks. And then finally, as we go upstairs, the upstairs is about 22,000 square feet. You can see in the bottom is the 2-story lobby that would invite folks that are coming up, maybe for business, for administration. Maybe you're here for a scheduled interview or meet with a social worker. So that yellow is the very small, compact public lobby. Going to the left is police administration, and then the red is fire administration. They will share a really nice conference room there in the magenta color. And then going to the right is the very large criminal investigations division for all the different units of detectives. And then finally in back, in the darker green, is your new dispatch center, which will have windows, natural daylighting, all of the amenities that they need in very short reach, such as break rooms, lockers, restrooms. And then right in the middle, south of that, is a crime center. So the real-time crime center, which will interact a lot with dispatch, it will be strategically located there right in the middle of the second floor. And finally, just a couple views on the second floor. This is that new 911 communication suite with a sliding door to the real-time crime center. And then finally, just one of the beginning views we're developing as you enter the fire administration and training wing there on the second floor. So that concludes tonight's presentation, but I'd love to open it up for any questions you might have. But again, it's been an honor so far working on your project. Thank you.
Pictures are great, thank you.
We're very excited to, again, thank you, Brian, for putting this together. We're excited for all the effort that everyone on the project team is putting into this, including the user groups. They've given a ton of input, and things that have made a lot of difference, things we wouldn't have thought about because we don't use those things on a daily basis. And we're very excited for the state of the city to be able to feature part of this and to be able to show you some better graphics and more interesting, I guess, 3D movement in the facility. So,
Yeah, thank you. Go ahead.
I do have a question.
Okay.
And
Ms.
it's a-
Solis, just Ms. Solis said first there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Okay. In one of the pictures, when you're showing the front, there's something that looks like a V or something, and I was trying to figure out what that was.
Inside?
Uh-huh. No,
I
it's
think
on the
it's
front.
a
No, no.
lighting-
That up there.
The lighting fixture.
It's got a design that's different, because you can see it from the outside. Go back to the outside.
Yes. So there's been a lot of inspiration with the Victoria V-Star, your logo, and so we're,
Yeah, because
yes.
it looks like a flying V or a flying something.
You're actually seeing layers of 3 of them. So it's sort of bird-inspired, V-shaped, so yes.
Yeah,
it's
I said,
very
well, I
sculptural.
don't know if that is supposed to be, an airplane, a bird, or,
Yeah. No, thank you.
Okay, I was just wanted to see, because then I saw the city logo inside, and I said, no, well, that's pretty cool. So that's just a lighting fixture?
It is. It's a hanging, it's a nice, 24 foot tall space.
And it's
so
hanging from the ceiling?
It is.
I thought it was on the wall.
Yes.
Very nice.
Thank you.
it's in anticipation of our future aviation units in police and fire.
That's what I was thinking. I said, are
Yes.
we going to be having something?
I have a
We have
question.
enough acreage left that we can incorporate it.
Right.
So tell Jesus.
I have a question about when you showed the picture where the communications tower was. It goes like this, so you're putting it in the lowest part of the, lower part of the property and in the higher? If it was to the south, it would be higher up, right?
Yes, I mean, the site is going to be regraded, so even though, as you
It'll
know, the
still
site.
be level?
Yes, so once you get down the hill, you can kind of see it here. Once you get down that hill, it really flattens the entire way. That was some of the maneuvering of cut and fill. So it was partly, once it's flat, there was not such the high and low as there is today. And then that was strategic to where the incoming service for electrical is, and the main generator and electrical rooms are at that corner.
Also, could you go back to that one where you show that one?
This one?
You have a big open space to the left here?
This space? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, where 6 is.
Where 6 is at?
Was that on purpose?
Oh, Well, 6, this is where the walking path is.
Yeah, but
This was, so if you remember in schematic design, there was an idea about 3 acres that might be sold back. Because that deal did not transpire, the design was pretty much set at that point because there has to be a minimum curb cut from this curb cut to the dealership to here. So the whole design was pretty much set at that point.
thank you.
Okay.
Great.
Any other questions?
No?
Great.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
Thanks
thank
for
you
being
all.
here. All right, now, we can go to the consent agenda without 247.
Item D1 is the adoption of minutes of the regular meeting held on August 15, 2023, and the special meeting held on August 29, 2023. Item D3 is a resolution approving the third and final renewal of the city's annual bulk fuel supply contract with New Distributing in the amount of $832,127.30. Item D5 is a resolution approving agreements allowing Enterprise Fleet Management to sell and auction city-owned vehicles on behalf of the city of Victoria. Item D6 is a resolution approving a contract to the Playwell Group Incorporated for the manufacture, delivery, and installation of a shade canopy at the Riverside Dog Park in the amount not to exceed $92,006.01.
Adopt or accept the consent agenda is read.
Thank you. Got a motion and a second for the consent agenda approval. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item D2.
Item D2 is a resolution approving a variance to Section 5-149A15 for the property located at 4601 North Bend Jordan Street in order to allow for a reduction of minimum setback required for permanent freestanding signs.
I asked for this to be pulled simply so that we could revise the resolution a bit. There is a condition on this variance, and I didn't like the way it was worded without additionally including the condition. And so the legal department has redone, and we have before us a proposed revised resolution. It begins the same, but a number 2 is added, which is a condition shall be placed on this variance wherein the sign shall be permitted per the plan submitted as part of the variance application, and that no additional freestanding signage be constructed on North Bend Jordan Street frontage of Lot 1, Block 1, and the variance is for this sign only. If it is removed in the future, then future signage shall comply with the sign ordinance. And so I think I'll make a motion that we, do I have to make the motion that we approve it first and then come through with the resolution? Or that we approve? I make a motion that we approve the variance with the new resolution. Second.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
If we're going to accept that condition or that motion, then do we need to strike the word plural freestanding signs in the resolution? Because you're kind of saying that you're going to have more than one sign if you have it plural on there.
Where do you?
Well, I'm reading the consent agenda, but I think you have it on the first line of the resolution for reduction of minimum setback requirements for permanent freestanding signs.
I think that's a reference to that section of the code.
Yeah.
Rather than to
Say that
this
there's
particular property, yeah.
Yeah, it's a variance to that section that deals with freestanding signs.
Okay.
That's a good question, though.
All right.
But the variance was approved through the Planning Commission with this condition, and so I just wanted to have it be clear in our adoption.
Okay, so we have a motion to approve the substituted resolution that includes item 2, what we call below the line. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item E2, I'm sorry.
Item D4 is a resolution awarding the 2023 sanitary sewer line cleaning project to National Works Incorporated for their competitive sealed proposal in the amount of $117,187.50.
Yes, my question is, we're going to start on Continental, which is real close to where you have all the congestion on Red River. Is that going to affect, or how's it going to affect the traffic there?
It's and we've coordinated the work between the contractor right now that's Main Lane doing the construction work to make sure that they both work together seamlessly, because that section between Red River and Business 59 is going to get milled and overlaid. And all this contractor is going to do is be cleaning. Basically, he's going to set up at that manhole on Continental for the cleaning contract. He's going to flush that line south towards Houston Highway. There's a manhole on the north side, clean that section. And he's only got 2 setups, one right there at the Continental and then one at Business 59. Then he's jumps and keeps working his way south. So we're going to coordinate and make sure that nothing happens between both of them. The overlay may take place first, or this may take place first, but either way, it's going to get coordinated to give the least disruption.
Okay. And then I saw that, we're giving them 160 days to do the job, or is it 120?
120.
Okay. But he said that they can get it done in 6 weeks because they got 6,000 linear feet that they're going to do. So they can finish earlier than that?
They're going to try to finish earlier. We've had experience in that line upstream. We've already cleaned a section of it. It has got a lot of material in it. We've informed the contractor of that. So he's anticipating to get done early, but realistically, that line's got a lot of sludge material buildup in it that we need to get cleaned out.
Okay. Thank you. I move that we adopt D4.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second to adopt item D4. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item D7.
Item D7 is a resolution approving change order number 3 to the Ben Wilson Street Airline Road to U.S. Business 59 project to Main Lane Industries LTD in the amount of $161,430.50 for a total contract amount of $7,394,389.41.
Okay, I know that when we did change order number 1, they were asking for an extension of time. Those added 121 days, is it going to give them enough time to finish that job?
Yes,
Okay.
they're still on schedule to finish November 28th. That's the
Okay.
new time, but yes, they are pushing hard. The only thing, just to give everybody kind of an update, they've got all the materials in for the clock tower. The one that's kind of iffy is the actual display part. They were still working on that, but that's supply chain issues on electronics, but hopefully they'll get that in. But either way, their goal is to finish the roadway, get that open, get it going. If they need to come back, put the display, they can do that in later time, but they're getting close.
So they anticipate having that road open by the holidays?
By the holidays, that's
Oh,
correct.
good.
Which holidays? Halloween?
Thanksgiving. Let's go for that one. Close.
Make sure we clarify.
I move we adopt.
D7?
Yes.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second to approve item D7. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And now we can go into E1.
Item E1 is an ordinance approving and adopting the budget for fiscal year beginning on October 1st, 2023 in the total amount of $255,895,381.
I like to spend money, so I think I'll ask to approve E1.
Was that a motion?
Yes.
I second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second to approve item E1, a budget for the city of Victoria of $255,895,381. It's a big budget, which is why we looked at that public safety headquarter building before, because that is a big part of this budget. But anyway, thank you, staff, for pulling all this budget work together. Mr. Rania, you and your team, department chairs, y'all's staff underneath y'all, I know it's a almost a year-long process to get to this point. But this is the final reading, second and final. So, is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item E2.
Item E2 is a resolution ratifying the property tax.
I move.
This is the regular one.
Oh, this is regular.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, excuse me, sorry.
That's the next one.
It's the next one.
Motion we pass. Approve.
A second.
All right. Motion and a second to approve item E2. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Item E3.
Item E3 is an ordinance setting the tax rate for the 2023 tax year at a total rate of .4898 per $100 of property valuation. And this item also is on its second and third reading. Any the special language to move on this item.
I move that the property tax rate be increased by the adoption rate of a tax rate of 0.4890, which is effectively a 5.38% increase in the tax rate.
Second.
All right. Motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right. With that, we already did our city manager report. And no one has anything else? Seems really early.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. Huh? No executive session tonight, so we're adjourned.
Meeting's adjourned.
Whoa.
Killed it. Seems like we didn't cover enough.